Okay, do y'all hear me yet? Still nothing? Hello? Yeah! Y'all can hear me, can't y'all? Yes! Yes! Hey! 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 Only took me 10 minutes to figure it out. Oh my God. That was so annoying. Okay, cool. I'm on my new computer, you guys. I'm on my new computer. So let's delete that one. Delete. Okay. Yay! I figured it out. Yay!
Rocky, what you got?
Y'all know how computer illiterate I am. So the fact that I figured it out is a big deal. Okay, let's share the video. If y'all don't mind, help me out by sharing the video, liking the video, and inviting your friends. Okay? About addiction, recovery, mental health, and homelessness. Awesome. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. How's the quality look? Does it look good? Can y'all, is everything like really good and clear? It looks pretty clear, don't it? Does it look dark to y'all? Or does it look good? Let's see what settings, if we can do. I got high definition on, so 720p. So let me know if it looks okay. Yeah, it does kind of look a little dark in here, doesn't it? I think it's because I have the lights over on top of me. Let's see if I can go like that a little bit. Let's see what this says. Rockiana, what is the problem? What's the problem? Come here. What are you doing? Rocky has to make his debut. Y'all already know. Oh, that's much better. I guess it keeps shifting because of my skin color, I guess. Say hello to, don't be shy. Say hi. Say hi. Who's that beautiful boy right there? Who's that beautiful boy right there? Who's that beautiful boy right there? Okay, go. Go. Okay, cool. I love this. That's my dog, Rocky, for those of you guys that don't know. And then we also have, then we also have Paco the sober dog. He's Paco the sober dog. It even says Paco the sober dog on his name tag. See? Paco the sober dog. And his toe is all better, huh, Neil?
Yeah.
I healed it.
I mean, I think he's still like acts a little.
And look, it's peeling. Did you notice? It's peeling right here.
Yeah. I think it's because it was infected and he couldn't.
Yeah, I healed it. I healed my dog's toe. Okay, so what's up, everybody? Welcome to Discovering Nicole. That would be me. And this is my YouTube channel where we talk about all things addiction and recovery. Today, I just want to have like an open discussion with you guys about addiction and recovery and mental health, how the two play together, how a lot of times when somebody is struggling with addiction, it's because of an underlying mental health disorder that is not being treated. And I also want to talk about homelessness. I had a friend reach out to me. Shout out to you, Splinter. Splinter from Prison POV reached out to me because he has a friend who wants to come on and talk about homelessness in their area. He lives in Bakersfield, California. And I told you guys the other day I was on Facebook, and I love like watching inspiring stories. And I was on Facebook, and for those of you guys that don't follow me on Facebook, you should definitely follow me on Facebook. I follow this guy. His name, he has a company, or he has a nonprofit called The Van. Okay. And what The Van does is they provide, tents and medical care and food for people who are unhoused. Okay. So that's a link to follow me on all my social medias. I just put it in the chat for you guys. And then I'm also going to put, let's see, where should I do this at? I'm also going to get my links to Recovery Delivered and all that stuff for y'all as well, because I think a lot of people will benefit from that. Patreon. I have all this stuff all organized in a clickable thing where I can just throw my links down, and then y'all have access to them. Super easy. Okay, so I just dropped my Patreon, Recovery Delivered, and my Etsy store, and I'm going to pin it at the top of the chat for those of you guys that want to check it out. For those of y'all that don't know, I do have a Etsy store called Discovering Recovery, where I sell recovery necklaces. Let me get them for you. This is my personal one that I wear all the time, and it says, recovery is not about giving something up. Recovery is about taking everything back. I designed this necklace, and then my best friend Mindy designed a tag style necklace, and I'm going to get that too and show it to y'all. There we go. Okay. I love it because it's stainless steel. I can wear it in the shower, and it doesn't get crusty or dusty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it stays super nice. And so I really, really love it. And then let me show you the dog tag. The dog tag I don't really wear because it's not my style, but this is Mindy's favorite. And this one says, recovery did not open the gates to heaven to let me in. Recovery opened the gates of hell to let me out. So see how big they are? They're big enough to where I can slide them over my fat head. So if you order a necklace, it comes from me. I ship them. It'll come in a little purple mailer. I have them all out there, and you'll get it within a couple days. I ship them out the minute I get the orders. So all that, my Etsy store is linked in the comment section, as well as my Patreon. And if you need help getting mat treatment, Recovery Delivered is also linked there as well. So, okay, all the announcements I think are done for now, and let's get into the topic at hand. So, I'm going to share a lot from my own personal experience, because that's the best way I know how to do, to be able to share and relate it to you guys. And so just know that what I say in this video, it's not like it could be different for you. Everyone's experience is different, right? So for me, the way my addiction manifested itself was because I was struggling with mental illness. Okay. I was struggling with depression and anxiety that had just been diagnosed at the age of 14 years old. I'll never forget it. I had a phobia. Okay. I had a phobia of being kidnapped from my mom and dad's. Okay. My phobia was so strong and so scary that I would think that people were going to kidnap me out of my parents' house. Okay. And when I would go to bed at night, I would dream about the vehicle that the person was going to kidnap me in, and I would see their license plate. When I would wake up the next morning, I would write the license plate down, and then I would obsessively search for it in the vehicle when I was riding with my parents in the car. I would be looking at every van, usually a white van was in my dream, thinking that that was the van that was going to kidnap me. Okay? I know you're probably going, damn, bitch, why were you like that? Right? What caused me to be like that? Did I grow up in a dangerous household? Did I come from a family full of drug addicts? Was I around people who were kidnapping people? No. Both my parents were very loving. My mother and father do not struggle with addiction at all. I had stable housing as a young child growing up all the way to adulthood before I moved out of their house. I lived in the same house for 27 years. I went to the same school from kindergarten to 12th grade. Okay. I just had really bad anxiety. And back in the 80s and 90s, mental health wasn't talked about like it is today. You guys are so blessed. Those of you guys that are in recovery today and have children today, y'all have no idea how lucky y'all are, because mental health is such a huge topic now. It's not shunned or shamed. A lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people support each other. People don't shame each other for having struggles with mental health. Like, it's so much better than it used to be. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. Back in the day, nobody talked about mental illness. Back in the day, it was shunned, and people were shamed for struggling. People were called crazy, you know? And so I was really, really afraid, and I was really, really nervous all the time. And I would have these, like I said, really vivid dreams of being kidnapped. And then after I would have the dream, Vicky, it'll be on my channel. After I would have the dream, then I would obsessively, like I said, look for the vehicle, look for the person that I would see in my dream. So from a young age, I struggled with anxiety and depression. I was able to get a diagnosis for that, but I wasn't being treated like I was being given medicine. Okay. And because my parents didn't understand mental health, they didn't get me in therapy. I didn't get counseling. I just got put on a medication for anxiety and depression, which at that time, I think I got put on like Zoloft. It wasn't anything addictive. And so this is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint. So good. So I started Zoloft, and it didn't really, help that much, because I didn't have anything to help me learn how to cope with the struggles that I was having, which is like a huge part of mental health and addiction recovery, is learning how to cope and actually getting the therapy, right? The therapy and the counseling that you need. So at a young age, I started to obsessively think about how I was fat, how I was ugly. I'm Mexican, for those of you guys that don't know. My mom is Mexican and my dad is Italian, okay? When I was growing up, I was super dark, okay? I'm light complected now because I don't go out in the sun like I used to. But when I was a little girl, I was super tan, and I had long black hair down to my butt, okay? And so growing up, being Mexican, in a very, very country southern town, Hot Springs, Arkansas, I got made fun of. I got made fun of for being not white, okay? I got called spick, taco and burrito, wetback, told to go back across the border. Just horrible shit. Shit that little kids shouldn't be saying to other little kids. But you know the reason why they were saying it, because their moms and dads were saying it back at home. So I kind of developed a complex around my skin color and my weight. And I hated it. I hated being brown, and I hated that I was chunky. I mean, like 7 pounds overweight, like not even overweight, you guys. When I look back on it now, I'm like, girl, you was tripping, you know? So at a young age, around 16 or 17 years old, I went to my mom, devastated, distraught, feeling fat and ugly, and told her that I was fat and I was ugly and that I hated the way I looked and that I was really depressed about it. And so my mom took me to the doctor because she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to do or how to help me. And so she took me to the doctor, and the doctor put me on Adipex. Phentermine. It was called Phentermine back there. Girl, say it again for the people in the back, Cal. Brown is beautiful. Now I am so proud to be brown. Now you can tell me nothing, honey. I know my skin color is beautiful. You know, but back then when I was a kid, I didn't understand that. So my mom took me to the doctor. And like I said, y'all have to understand, like I wasn't like obese. I wasn't like 100 pounds overweight like I was this time around. Okay, I was like a couple pounds overweight, maybe 20, if that. Like I was just a little thicker than a Snicker, you know? And I was also a teenager. I was only 17 years old, 16 years old. I was still growing into my body, you know? So mom took me to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed me Phentermine at 17 years old, 16 years old. I don't remember if it was 16 or 17, but I know it was right in between that time. And so do y'all know how powerful that stimulant is? Have y'all ever taken Phentermine? If you have, then you'll know. Like, what? I can't believe that the doctor gave it to me as a teenager. Like, I still look back on that, and I'm like, did that really happen? But it did. Back then, before the opioid epidemic came, you could go to your doctor and tell them that you were struggling with something, and they would write you a prescription for a narcotic medication with no qualms, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, honey. You like that blush? That color is Happy by Rare Beauty. And so that's what happened. My doctor gave me Phentermine, and I took it. I'll never forget the first time I took Phentermine. The feeling that came over me was like, it was like the heavens had opened and a choir started singing. You know, because guess what? I felt energetic. My depression magically lifted. My nonstop desire to eat food left me. And I felt like what I thought a normal person felt like. I felt like normal people, right? And so I started taking the Phentermine 2 a day, right? I was only supposed to take 1 a day. I started taking 2 a day, and I wasn't eating, and I was basically living off of like Diet Cokes and Snickers bars to snack on. And I was like eating so unhealthy, but losing weight so fast. And that's what happened. I became addicted to Phentermine as a 17-year-old kid. But my mom didn't know that. And I didn't tell my mom. I was like thinking that it was okay because it was prescribed to me by my doctor. You know, that's what happens to so many people is they might start abusing a medication, but because it's prescribed to them by their doctor, you know, they think it's okay and it's not as bad because it's prescribed. And this is before I even realized that I was becoming a drug addict. Like I said, I was a teenager, okay? So I didn't really realize, do you see that spot right there? It will not take makeup. It doesn't matter how much makeup I put on that part of my skin. It will not take makeup. Isn't that strange? So I started abusing my Phentermine. And I didn't tell anybody about it. And I went through it, and I think I got like 2 months supply of it is what the doctor called in. And so I had it for 60 days. And then when I ran out, I went back to see him, and he was like, well, you lost the weight. You look great. Now you just need to maintain it. You know, I'm not going to prescribe you anymore. And I remember when he told me that he wasn't going to give me any more, I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to give me any more? Right? I finally feel like everybody else feels. I finally feel like normal. And that was it. That was the end of my prescription of phentermine. So now I start noticing that I'm gaining weight, right? I start binge eating again. I start feeling super depressed again. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And so what I thought was, well, I just need to find something that acts the same way as phentermine does, right? So that's when I went and I started dabbling in narcotics, and I tried cocaine. I'll never forget it. I tried cocaine, and I liked it, but it didn't last very long. And I was a kid, in high school, a junior in high school, who didn't have a lot of money to be spending on expensive ass cocaine, So one day I was with my friend, Jessica, and we were with this guy named Marco, and he had been smoking meth out of a meth pipe. And I had never seen this before in my life. It was my first time to ever see methamphetamine. And I'll never forget it. He said, do you want to, we want to try it. And so I tried it. Baby, it was the same. I felt the same way I did when I took phentermine. I was like, oh, this is great. This is exactly what I had needed, And so that's how I started using methamphetamine. I was using methamphetamine, and then I was using pills across the counter, like Mini Thins, Herbalife. What else do they have that had ephedra in them? And see, back in the day, you guys, you could get these meds and they had ephedra in them, which actually was the active ingredient. That's the ingredient that they were pulling out of the cold medicines to make methamphetamine. So I was taking those pills as well. I graduated high school and I was completely addicted to methamphetamine. When I walked across the stage to take my diploma, I was high on methamphetamine. My grandmother had flown all the way down from New York to see me walk across the stage and get my diploma, and I was high on meth. It was crazy. A lot of you probably going like, how did your parents not know? How did your mom and dad not figure it out? That's a great question. And I have a really simple answer for you. My mom and dad had their fucking plates full. My mom and dad had 3 daughters, and we were all like 15 months apart. So we were back to back born. Okay. And my mom at the time and my dad worked full time, first of all. Okay. My dad worked full time as a postmaster, and he was gone at work from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night. Then when he would get home from work, he would be exhausted. My mom was a special education teacher at a place called First Step. And so my mom was busy, overwhelmed at the time. And this is why I have so much experience with mental health. At the time, my sister Michelle had just been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And my sister was struggling. She was running away from home. She was being promiscuous, jumping out the windows, all kinds of wild shit, you guys. So my parents had their hands full. They were busy trying to make sure that my sister didn't die because of her mental health. That's how bad my sister's mental health was. It was so scary. It was one of the scariest times in our families, in our life, in our family. I was afraid that I was going to lose my sister, So that's how my parents didn't know. That's how I was able to get through the cracks and stay getting high without them knowing what was going on. Because they were preoccupied with my other sister. So when I look back on my life and I think about what could have been done differently to help me and help my sister, because my sister also struggled with drug addiction, and the best thing that could have been done for us was mental health treatment. We both needed intense mental health treatment. We both needed therapy, and it needed to be consistent, not like go to the therapist because I had a situation happen and then not see the therapist again for months. Like I needed to be in therapy that was consistent, you know? Now that I'm a parent, like I'm already getting prepared for Nate being in therapy to help him with his feelings. Because, you know, when we're adults, we forget what it was like to be a little kid, you know? And so I want my son to have the best chance at life, you know? And so to have that best chance, I believe it's really important to have therapy. There we go. So that's how I was able to slip through the cracks while I was living with my mom and dad, you know? Now, after I graduated high school, you guys, I hit the ground. I was out of there. I was eager to be out from underneath my family, right? I didn't want to live with my mom and dad anymore. I wanted to be out on my own. So I stayed gone. I stayed at my friend Leanne's house all the time. I stayed at my friend Misty's house all the time. Like I was always away. And I remember my parents started to get like really upset because they were like, if you're going to live underneath this roof, you know, you need to come home when the curfew is set, right? And I wasn't doing that. I wasn't coming home for curfew. I was staying gone for 2 to 3 days at a time. And so my parents kicked me out. They said, that's it. We're done. You're out of here. And they kicked me out. And when they kicked me out, I was like, okay. Because one thing about my mom and dad is that they taught me to work hard. They taught me to keep a job, and they taught me to pay my bills. And so as a 20-year-old, 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, I had my first car. I was paying payments on it. I had full coverage insurance. I had a couple of credit card bills. And I was working 2 jobs. So I was paying my shit and being responsible, but getting high at the same time. A lot of people think that people that do drugs can't, you know, keep jobs or can't work. I could do it. And I did it the whole time I was in my active addiction. I always had a job. Always. The only time I didn't have a job was when me and Neil finally hit our rock bottom. And I lost my job working for Kroger. And the reason why I lost it was because I was so high. I went into my job high, you know. But for the most part, I could keep jobs because I would work at, you know, I worked for the state of Arkansas for 6 years. That was I'll have to tell you all that in a separate story. That was an experience. I worked for the state of Arkansas for 6 years. I worked as a assistant manager at a restaurant called Rolando's. I worked as a assistant manager at a shoe store called Shoe Carnival. I have worked at different bars and grills, bartending and waiting tables. I have worked my little butt off. Working makes me feel good. You know what I mean? I like to work because I like to have nice things. I like to be able to buy my favorite perfumes, which I'm going to get into in just a second. And I will show you guys my scent of the day for the day. You know, I like to be dependable. I like to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. I do not like having to depend on other people. You know what I mean? Thanks, Allie. I appreciate that. And And let me go ahead and do this. If you guys want to come up here, let me get the link. Copy. Okay. If any of you guys want to come up here and join the stream, you're more than welcome to come up here and share about how you're doing in your recovery, and share about anything that you're struggling with if you have mental health problems, or anything like that. So that's how my addiction got started. And like I said, a lot of it was because of a lack of access to mental health treatment and good, solid therapy. You know what I mean? Now that I'm an adult, like I stay with my mental health on deck, right? Like I know when I'm getting down, I know when I'm not feeling like myself, and I make sure that I take care of myself. I really, really do. For example, last year I was on Wellbutrin and Lexapro, and I had been on Wellbutrin and Lexapro for like 6 or 7 years. I got off of all those medications, and when I tell you guys, I was so afraid that I was going to not be able to stay off of them. And listen to me. If you need to stay on mental health medications, you do that, okay? I just have generalized anxiety disorder and depression, right? Oh, hey, Nate.
Hey,
Hey, talk to me. What's going on?
okay, so I recently got out of the psych hospital. I
Uh-huh.
was there for about 5 weeks, and I'm gonna be going to residential for my eating disorder.
I am really fucking proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. This is the beginning of the rest of your life, baby.
Yes, I'm going Friday, and I'm kind of
So
nervous about it.
don't be why are you nervous?
Just nervous about like, I guess, new things, but that's normal to be nervous about.
Tell me about your eating disorder. Would you mind sharing about what kind of eating disorder do you struggle with?
I struggle with anorexia.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably started about whenever I was a teenager. I'm 23 now, and it probably started when I was 16, 17. And I was in a really abusive, toxic relationship. And I'm 6'3", and a normal weight would be like, I guess, like 150 pounds or something like that. I got down to 105 pounds.
Oh
And
wow.
I,
That's tall and that's thin, very, very
yeah.
thin.
Yeah, I was hospitalized for about 2 weeks at Vanderbilt, and they had to. I went into psychosis a few times. They had to strap me down to the bed. They had to refeed me. It was crazy. And then after that, I involuntarily, obviously, got sent to a psych hospital, and I was there for 5 weeks.
Why do you think? Okay, so I really want to like talk about this because I struggle with an eating disorder as well, but it's on the other side of the spectrum. I
Mhm.
overfeed myself. I binge eat, and a lot of the reasons why I do it is because when I overeat and I take in all that food, it like takes my mind off of like if I'm sad, if I'm mad, if I'm celebrating, it like gives me. It just makes me feel good. Like I remember one time I was eating and we were at a Chinese restaurant and it was a buffet and I was eating so much and I could literally feel like God was giving me a big hug, kind of like if I had shot an oxy or something.
Mhm.
That dopamine and that feel good feeling it gave me to feel the food going into my stomach and eating it. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It just makes me feel good. And then I obsessively would think about food all the time. I would eat and then I would be thinking about it. Why do you restrict yourself from eating? Is it the same situation? Does it make you feel good to do that?
Yes, it gives me kind of like a high, and also another big thing is it gives me a sense of control. Like I was out of control with a lot of aspects of my life, and being just restricting and doing that, it made me feel like more in control, more in power. And it also gave me like an adrenaline rush whenever I would weigh myself and I would see like the pounds dropping off and stuff like that. It would, like you said, make me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, I can really relate to that just in general right now. Like I'm trying to be very careful because now that I have diabetes, I'm trying to lose weight for my health so I don't get sick and have a heart attack. And
Mhm.
so I catch myself getting on the scale, and when I see the pounds going down, I'm like so excited. But then if I get on it and it doesn't show that the pounds have gone down, I'm thinking in my mind, like, why isn't the pounds going down? What have you been doing? Are you like, I start just going in my mind over and over again, beating myself down about it. You know what I mean? And with eating disorders, it's like we have to find, just like with addiction, we have to find a balance in our life. We are leaning too hard onto one side of things with eating disorders. We are
Yeah.
overeating or starving ourselves instead of being right in the middle, where it's okay to be mindful of the things that you put in your mouth, right? You want to be healthy, you want to be in shape, you want to have a long life, and part of having those things is eating things that are healthy for you so you can be of healthy mind and body. But like we take it to the next extreme, the next level, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for going into treatment though. Like what where are you in the United States?
Yes. I'm in
Okay, have you been to
Tennessee.
a residential center before?
I've been to residential before when I was 17 for addiction, and I was there for 5 months. And they whenever I was actually there, they wouldn't let me leave until I got to a stable weight.
Uh,
And it was really like, I look back and I hated it because I literally got to a stable weight just so I could get out, and in 2 weeks I instantly dropped the weight that I gained.
but now you are consciously choosing this on your own, correct?
Yes.
So you're
Yes.
you're going in, and you know that you need to be at a stable weight. What they're going to be
Mhm.
doing now is they're going to be watching you to watch your behaviors.
Yeah.
Like, are you obsessively calorie counting? Are you obsessively trying to over exercise and
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff? How do you plan on finding balance? Like, what are some things that you're going to do that you think will help you find balance?
Um, just getting support from people would, just like, my parents are a big support right now, and I guess I'm not really sure. Like, I'm just trying to like stay positive and look into the future.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Like this is a big step in the right direction. It'll also, so like whenever I go into, like when I've went into residential for addiction in the past, like I always look at it as like a reset. Like I'm going in there, this gives me an opportunity to unplug from everything and to really get focused on like working on my mental health, working on staying sober. And I always treated it like it was like a reset, like this is going to help me. And it always did. Like
Mhm.
I don't like rehabs now because I feel like they've turned in, not eating disorder rehabs, addiction ones. I feel like a
Mhm.
lot of rehabs that are for addiction have turned into just like a way for them to make money now. But there are some really great places out there that really do care and actually do want to help people. You know what I mean? It sounds like you have obviously done this before, so you're picking a place that's going to be good, that's actually going to help you.
Yes. Whenever I was in the psych hospital, it took them a while to find me a place because all these places kept on turning me down just because I'm on Suboxone and Klonopin, and they were having, I mean, they didn't really have issues with the Suboxone, but they weren't wanting me to get off my anxiety medicine.
I
And I
hate
was
that.
like, I know, and I was like, that would be detrimental to me right now. Like,
I don't
I,
know why some people think there's a lot of misinformation about Suboxone and benzodiazepines.
mhm,
Okay. Of course, if you don't have to be on a benzo, then we don't want you to have to be on a benzo. But if you have severe anxiety and and you've tried everything to treat it, that's not a benzo, then being on a benzo, there's nothing wrong with it. And it's not dangerous for you to be on a benzo and be on Suboxone, as long as you're taking them as they're prescribed. A lot of people will ask me, they ask me, can you die if you're taking Suboxone and Klonopin? Well, only if you're taking 25 Klonopin in your hand. You know, if you're taking the prescribed dose to you and you're also on Suboxone levels out in our system, and it doesn't cause the level of respiratory depression.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think it's like methadone. You know, when you take methadone, it's a full agonist opioid. And so if you mix it with something like a benzo and you're overtaking that benzo, it can cause you to fall asleep and not be able to breathe. But Suboxone is totally different. I love Suboxone. It saved my fucking life.
Same.
I screamed it from the rooftops to the day I die.
And it's crazy, like you said, that I've had a lot of doctors tell me, oh, you know, it's so dangerous to be on Suboxone and Klonopin at the same time. And I'm like, I have been perfectly fine. I don't, like you said, it doesn't cause like increased respiratory depression. I mean, Suboxone just works differently than, like you said, like
Right.
methadone or full agonists.
We at Dr. B's office, we have a couple of patients, not a lot, that are on a benzo and also on medication assisted treatment. And it's like I said, in most of these situations, we have tried multiple other medications to treat the person's anxiety before we ever treated it with a benzo. You know what I mean? I just think it's a big stigma because a lot of people in the addiction recovery community are still in the mindset that abstinence is the only way. You know?
Yeah.
Do you go by Nathan, or is it Nathan or Nate?
Nathan.
Nathan. Okay, because you know my Nathaniel is Nate.
Yes.
So I always see you in my comments, and I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you being here and supporting me. I also want to tell you I'm really sorry that I've been talking about drama so much on my channel lately, and that as you can see, we're shifting and we're getting back to what matters, which is helping people and sharing, you know, addiction recovery content and connecting with you guys again. And that's going to be my really main focus this whole next week and into the rest of the month of April, is like doing these live streams on my computer where you guys can come up here and share too. So I just want you to know that I really appreciate you not giving up on me and not leaving.
I wasn't gonna give up on. I thought that was crazy, like what you've been having to deal with that one girl. I was dying laughing whenever she said she was gonna call the police on you. I was like, really?
It's all we can do is laugh at this point, you know.
Yeah.
That's all, and I'm really trying to just do that. Just laugh. What's that baby's name?
Roxy.
Roxy. Oh my gosh, how cute! She looks just like Jetta. Do you remember Neil's dog Jetta that passed away? The little one that we had.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, is she a terrier?
She's a Chihuahua and a Wiener dog mix.
She is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love her. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for coming up here and sharing and being vulnerable and sharing about your eating disorder and the fact that you're going into treatment this Friday. You're going. Okay. Will you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you DM me on one of my other platforms and send me like your address so I can send you a little care package or something?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, because I would love to do that. And if you are cool with it, if you can get mail, I would love to write you while you're there.
Okay, bet.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Okay.
I love you. I'm going to kick you off now. Okay.
All right. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. So Nathan, for those of you guys that don't know, Nathan he doesn't miss an upload. He's always here to support me in my live streams. And so I just want you to know, Nathan, that I appreciate you and thank you for sticking with me. And I'm so fucking proud of you. I am so proud of you for going to get help. I am just really proud of you because I know I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is with eating disorder. And a lot of the times it's overlooked. It's overlooked because people think it's not that serious, or they think that we are just crazy. And so I am really, really proud of you for taking the opportunity and choosing to put yourself in residential, because you appear to be in recovery from it. And so you could just say, oh, I'm doing good, I'm eating what I'm supposed to eat, and I'm going to be fine, and I'm not going to worry about it. But you know that it all starts here in the mind. And so the fact that you're going to get treatment for your body and your mind is such a huge, it's a positive. I'm so proud of you, Nathan. So freaking proud of you. So get your ass in that motherfucking treatment center, soak up all the information you can, and do what you got to do. Focus on really, really, really making those changes and cementing those changes in your life. Okay. For anybody in here that struggles with eating disorders, I hope you guys know that when I talk about my own, weight loss and stuff, I kind of forget that it might be a little triggering for those of you guys that are also struggling with weight. And so I hope everybody in here understands that, I hope y'all understand. I'm just really proud of myself because I have been obese for so long, and I have struggled with my own weight for so long. And so my current weight loss journey that I'm on has been such a huge part of my sobriety and my journey right now. And so I'm never trying to overshare or trigger anybody that does struggle. I'm just trying to share with you guys what I'm going through, which is, y'all know I have been obese since 2018 is when it really got out of control. And I have been miserable. I have been miserable for like years. And I'm finally starting to feel like a human again, because I'm finally losing all this weight that has been compounded on top of me. When I tell you guys, I would want to go do things with my family. I would want to go outside and exercise and have a good time. But I was so heavy that I couldn't breathe. It felt like the weight was just suffocating me. And so I'm not ever trying to trigger anybody. I just want y'all to know that. Okay. Okay. Scent of the day. Are y'all ready? Who is obsessed with fragrances like I am? And if anybody else wants to come up and share their, how you're doing with your mental health, there is the StreamYards link right there. I just put it in the chat. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with our base layer, okay? The base layer for today's scent is Pistachio by DS and Durga, okay? Let me read y'all the notes of this one, okay? We're going to do our eye look too. Pistachio, DS and Durga. Okay, details. All right. It's a unisex. It's a unisex perfume. Okay. So it has it. So mixed with cardamom, roasted almonds, and vanilla cream. Okay. Cardamom, roasted almonds, and vanilla cream. So a man or a woman can wear this. Oh, when I tell you guys, divine. So we lay down, that's our base. Okay. It has like a spicy, cinnamony, creamy pistachio almond smell. And then we're going to go over top of it with Pistache by Pistache Skincare. So let me tell you all the notes of this one. Pistache Skincare. And you can get this pistache one off of Amazon for pretty affordable, y'all. It's $46. Okay. Wrap your senses and your skin in the sweet, warm smell of your favorite pistachio products. Okay. What are the notes? Smells so good. Oh, I don't know. Okay, where are the notes at? I want to tell you all the notes. Pistache notes. Okay, here we go. Smell good enough to eat. Wrap your senses in your skin in, okay, pistachio biscotti. Okay. Yeah. Pistachio biscotti and almond and vanilla. Okay. So then I like to go over the top of that because the base one has like a deep kind of like cinnamony, almost spicy scent. And then this one like rounds it out with like a cream puff. So imagine this is like the crust of the cake, and then we go over on top of it with the cream. Okay, so that is today's scent of the day. Oh, I didn't. Okay. And we're going to smell like a pistachio cream puff. All right, let's get into this makeup look. Yeah, I haven't been to Bath and Body Works in years. So let's keep on talking about addiction and mental health, okay? So come on in. If anybody has anything they want to come up and talk about, y'all are more than welcome to. So lately here, I have been obsessed with cool tone eyeshadow looks. So we are basically going to do a cool toned eye makeup look with these grays, okay? So we're going to start out with the color Mesh. And I will keep on talking and keep y'all entertained. So, now that I have been in recovery, let's talk about how I treat my mental health now that I've been in recovery. I will have 9 years sober this July, okay? Do y'all realize how long that is? 9 years. That's almost a decade, okay? 9 years sober from somebody that used to not be able to keep a needle out of her motherfucking arm, okay? I used to lock myself in the bathroom for hours injecting myself with methamphetamine, okay? I used to walk down the street hallucinating that people were there talking to them, but there was really nobody really there, okay? I used to shoot drugs into my neck, okay? I used to lie, cheat, and steal to get drugs. And now I'll have almost 9 years sober in July 13th to be exact. Hey, Kelly, what's up, girl? And so I didn't get here by fucking around, okay? The way I have got here and stayed sober for as long as I've stayed sober for and stayed consistent is by doing the right thing and by doing the work. And by work, I mean, when I got sober, I rehauled my whole life, okay? I stepped away from every person that was still using substances, okay? And I totally rehauled my life. Now, one of the best things that I ever did was really start to learn how to focus on me and my own recovery and taking care of what I needed to do. Because when I first got sober, me and my husband got sober together. Y'all know that. Okay. When I first got sober, I wanted my husband to do everything the way I was doing it. So I used to be really focused on like fixing and managing his recovery as well. And that was not good. It wasn't healthy for me. It wasn't helping me. Trying to get him to do things the way I was doing them wasn't benefiting me at all. It was only stressing me the fuck out. Okay. So what I did was I put myself in therapy. Okay. And I would do therapy twice a month for the first 5-6 years I was sober. That's a lot of therapy, y'all. Okay. I was in therapy a lot. Now, recently I had gotten back into doing therapy and talking to somebody because I jumped off of my mental health meds last year. I jumped off of Lexapro and Wellbutrin this time last year around February, March. And I knew I was going to need the extra support. But jumping off of those meds wasn't because I was manic. I don't have bipolar, for anybody that is wondering. Like I said, I have simply been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I don't have any personality disorders or anything like that. I have been actually, I have been evaluated many times because people that took my son away thought I had bipolar disorder, but I didn't. And like I said, I've been to many, many, many psychiatrists. So when I chose to get off those mental health meds, it wasn't because I was trying to do anything crazy. It was just because I was on those meds and I was on Suboxone. And do you ever just get to a point in your life where you've been utilizing something and it's no longer serving you? That's where I was at with mental health medication. I had learned in my recovery that what works for me the best is therapy and talking out the way I feel. Okay, that's what helps me. Medication doesn't really help me. That is why I got off those medicines, because they weren't beneficial to me. What helps me is therapy, talking about it, working through it, being honest, being transparent. That's why I use my social media and use my YouTube channel to talk with you guys and go live and to like really process stuff on here, because that is what helps me. That is what keeps me sane, is being able to come on here and have an outlet to chat and talk about my struggles and the things that I'm going through. You know what I mean? The other day, somebody asked me to share how I stayed sober when my husband relapsed in 2020. And so I guess I could tell you guys, I want to make a separate video just about that. That's like really in depth. But since we're on this live right now, I'll talk about it with you guys. How did I stay sober? Well, I had to stay sober. I had no choice. At that time, if I had went out and used, it would have fucked our whole life up. It would have taken us down so much farther than we already were from the relapse in general. You know what I mean? And so whenever I'm having something going on in my life, right? If a hard time hits, I always ask myself, like, what is getting high going to do? Okay. If I have a bad situation happening in my life, how is getting high going to make the situation any better? And 9 times out of 10, that it will literally compound it and make it so much worse. So I have learned how to face things instead of running from them, you know? And that's what happens when we are using drugs. It's because we are running from something. We don't want to face it, you know? And so now, whenever a circumstance arises and I have some shit going on in my real life, I face that shit head on. Okay. I sit down, I make out a list of pros and cons of the things that I could do and that would help me. And I figure it out. I figure out what the best way is to attack the subject, to attack the situation and battle it, you know? And that is what the deal is. That's how I stayed sober, because what was I going to do? Go get high? And then my poor son would have 2 parents who were fucked up? Like, no way, man. No way in hell. Damn, I look good. Damn, I look good, baby. I look good. Okay. We're going to find us a pretty eyeshadow to wear. So I really want to do something pretty cool toned. You know, like, it just wouldn't make things better. It would have made things so much worse. So much worse. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, yeah. So, do you know what I'm saying, y'all? And whenever people reach out to me for help, a lot of people will come to me and they'll say, you know, like, da, 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 da. And I'll ask them, I'll say, what is getting high going to do? What is going out and relapsing going to do for you? Like, really, 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 really. Just found out my cousin passed away, and his neighbors say it could be from Vicodin. I wasn't close to him, but knew he was an alcoholic. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ellen. I'm really, really sorry, baby. Do you think he was mixing his Vicodin with his alcohol? Because that could be a very big possibility, you know? But we're really sorry to hear that, sweetheart. And like I said, addiction is an escape route. You know, when we're using substances, a lot of the times it's because we're trying to escape and not feel, you know. And you guys, you have to feel, okay? You have to go through it to overcome it. If you want to overcome something, you have to face it, okay? You have to face it. There's no escaping, all right? I was just telling my bestie this, you know, the other day, that what you're going through right now, it's just a bump in the road, but we got to go through it. We can't try to escape it. We can't try to ignore it. We got to go through it to overcome it. You know? It's a lot easier to try and block out reality. It's a lot easier, you know, but that's just not how real life works. So facing it and going through it, it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to feel feelings that you don't like, but that's part of life, you know? Part of life is facing your troubles and overcoming that shit. And then I posted the quote here on my community tab the other day. But sometimes these terrible things that we go through, they bring us out to the most amazing things that we could have ever experienced. Because sometimes to go through something tragic, it brings us to the other side of something beautiful. And so I always keep that in my motherfucking mind, you know, that what I'm going through right now is only temporary, and I might feel shitty at the moment, but it's not going to last forever. You know, that shitty feeling doesn't have to stay there forever. So, let's get a little bit of black in this outer corner. It's hard times right now. Even me and my husband, you know, we usually have our finances pretty strong. But like I said, because of the raise, just overall the economy and inflation and taxes, you know, we've been really feeling it lately, you know. And I could try to curl up in a ball and go cry, but instead I'm facing that shit, working through it, managing it, trying to budget better, you know, and going through it together. And that's what me and my husband do. Is we hold each other down. We help each other make it through situations that we normally would have tried to escape, you know. But trying to escape it ain't going to help, you know. It's not going to help. So we just face that shit. Okay. Let's do a little black eyeliner. And honestly, I just started really feeling it this year, because the last couple of years, it wasn't really hitting that hard. But I feel like this year, it has really been hitting, you know? So. Oh, my back is killing me, y'all. Oh, thanks, Ellen. I have lost a lot of weight. I lost like 30, almost 32 pounds now. Recently, I lost 24 pounds before that. So actually, I've lost like 54 pounds. Pretty crazy, huh, guys? What's crazy is how heavy I got. Somebody actually commented about food addiction the other day on my account, and they were saying how a lot of people in recovery switch addictions and go to food, and that's not recovery. And I believe that recovery is, it's like I don't know how to explain this. Just because somebody's struggling with food addiction doesn't mean they're not in recovery. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's levels and there's different like things that you go through, right? I absolutely 100% started overeating and it became an addiction, 100%. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't in recovery from drugs and alcohol. Come on now. You know what I mean? Come on now. I had just really got out of control with my food intake. And a lot of the times when that happens, it happens. And then before you know it, it's too late, you know, and you've already gained like a massive shit ton of weight. And that's what happened to me. I gained 100 pounds when I got sober. It didn't happen right away. It happened over a 5-year period. Okay. It happened over a 5-year period. And it started around 2018. And by 2021, I was 247 pounds at my heaviest weight. Okay. I've been posting older videos. I know y'all have noticed. And like looking at those videos, I'm like, wow, it doesn't even look like me anymore. You know, I'm so proud of myself, you guys. Okay, sorry. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, how does this makeup look? Do we love it? I think we love it. Okay, let's wipe. I'm going to do my mascara in a second, but I want to curl my hair. So, are y'all having fun? I love doing stuff like this. I hope you guys enjoy it. I love coming on here and just doing my makeup and chit-chatting. So I hope y'all enjoy it as well. Oh, let me get my favorite. My favorite lipstick is, do I have it in here? Oh, I don't think I have it. Frappuccino. Oh, well, I'll use another one. I can't show it to you then. Oh, let's take stone for definition. Okay. I have a double lip line, so hold on. So I've already lost half of the weight that I gained. Because like I said, I gained 190 pounds actually, to be exact. This color is stone, and it is so gorgeous. It is a cool tone. It's a cool tone brown, and I'm obsessed with it. Oh, I know what I want to use. Where's that? This is one of my favorite lip colors as well. It's called Macaroon by Danessa Myricks. And we just need a little bit like that. Okay, and then we'll take it on my finger. It's like a pretty pink color. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. I use this Danessa Myricks foundation. It's my favorite. It is a serum skin tint, and it's wonderful. You'll love it. It's super light. Then we're going to take this plumping. This is one of my favorite plumping lip glosses. Really? A new cool tone Pillow Talk lipstick? When did that come out? I have not seen it. Let me go look. Hold on. Where'd you see this at? Where'd you see this at, Kelly? You know how I feel about Pillow Talk. That's Pillow Talk and Pillow Talk Medium are my favorite lipsticks. So hold on a second. Well, let me go see. Okay. Good energy. I don't even. Okay, let's get these curling iron. Like I said, I want to do this too now. I saw a couple of people like commenting and making fun of Mindy's situation. I even saw JK and Bathrobe doing it. And I just want to say, like, at the end of the day, that's sick as fuck. Okay, that's sick as fuck. I would never. It's not funny. When somebody is struggling to pay their rent or they're struggling and they might become homeless, no matter how much I don't like this person, no matter how much they have pissed me off in life, okay? Even in JK, I would never, ever laugh at something like that. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. It is so not funny. It's really sick. Charlotte Tilbury. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got done going over on telling everybody in the Discord that if you're really Mindy's friend, okay, and you really care about her, then you won't tell her or say anything to her about what they're saying right now, because it's not fucking funny. It's not funny. It's not a joke. I see the Pillow Talk big lip plump gasm, but I don't. Is it a lipstick? Is it a lipstick? Oh, Pillow Talk original. New Pillow Talk Fair. That's new. Oh my gosh. What does it look like? I'm going to have to order that. It's not funny. Like, that's not even something to joke at. Like, it's not even like, it's just like, it's so sick. It's so sick. I've seen both of them like laughing about it. Like, they think it's funny. I think it's really telling to see Bathrobe laughing about it, especially when she's somebody who supposed to advocate for harm reduction and people that struggle with homelessness. So I feel like, damn, dude, that's pretty fucked up, you know? Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody either. And at the end of the day, I can not like somebody and not agree with their opinion, but I'm not going to make fun of them because they're facing possible homelessness. Like, it's not funny. But that just shows you. Okay? It just shows you, like I've been trying to tell people for the longest time, what we're dealing with here. We're not dealing with somebody who actually does care about people and their well-being. And if they're like, she really doesn't give a fuck. She really just told you guys she cared about recovery and helping others to get a following. That's it. And so I think that people are finally really starting to realize that now. So it's sad that it took this long, but it is what it is. And like I said, I wouldn't wish it on nobody. I wouldn't even wish it on JK. And that's why I'm telling you guys. You guys really need to pay attention who y'all support out here, because people single-handedly make people like that famous who don't deserve it. But, I knew that would be what she would do. I knew that. I knew she would make fun of her for it. You know what I mean? I knew she would. Just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean when they are literally at their rock bottom struggling with something, you can just step back and say, I don't like this person and it's a bad situation, and just walk away, But they're just showing who they truly, really, really are at the end of the day. Bathrobe is being manipulated, and it's sad. I hope that she wakes up soon, because she's done so many great things for harm reduction, and she could be helping so many people. It's really sad. Oh. At the end of the day, none of this would have ever happened if JK hadn't brought it to the internet, So I pray that she just leaves Mindy alone. I talked to Mindy today on the phone, and I told her, just drop it. Leave it alone. Don't talk about her ever again. Don't say her name. Just drop it. It's over and done with. You did what you did. You got back whatever the goal was, which I don't even know what the goal was, but whatever the goal was, I feel like Mindy did what she did, and it's the goal is reached. So now let's move on for it, and let's be better because of it. Yeah, she is just not all connected, Ellen, if you know what I mean. I'm giving her grace. I was telling my husband today, I was telling him, I said, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it makes no sense. So what she does in her mind is she thinks that she's doing the right thing because she is standing up for her friend, right? Because I made videos about her friend last year, right? And like I said, y'all see, I'm not making videos with her name in the title. I'm not tagging her. I'm not making videos about her on multiple platforms. Is I come on here, I'll share my little opinion about it, and then I go on about my day. Last year I drug her ass, and she deserved it. Okay. She got my channel deleted. She knows that. And so she deserved to get dragged. She also deserved to get exposed for telling lies. You know what I mean? Like, I still don't understand how you can sit there and stand up for somebody when their lies can be proven with their own prison paperwork. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, can you not read? Are you illiterate? Good. 100. Yeah. It's just all right there, And so all you can do, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. All I can do is share the information. And if people don't want to see it or read it for themselves, then that's it. I'm done. I got too much shit to be doing and too many people to be helping to be focused on some fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? I was actually over here changing and helping people's lives. I was actually really helping people. And so back to the regularly scheduled programming of helping others. And, I want to tell you guys. So I've been setting up some interviews. I have an interview coming soon with my friend, Splinter's friend. He just reached out to me today, actually, and wants me to do an interview with a lady that he knows about homelessness and addiction. So I'm really excited about that. I also found all of my interviews from my old channel, you guys. So y'all know what's going to happen. I'm going to upload them here. Because so many of you guys haven't seen all the amazing interviews I've done because my channel got deleted. So now I'll be able to show you guys all the interviews. Because I got them all. I have them all. Isn't that crazy? They're all here on StreamYards. Recorded. Huh, I didn't even know. See, I love the highlights with the curl in the hair. But without it, I don't like them. Yeah, I found them all. When I was over here trying to figure out the microphone, I found them. Isn't that crazy? And you guys, I had so many good interviews all over the 5 years I had the last channel. So many. Yeah, I can. I just haven't done it because I'm scared to. I'm afraid if I do that, they'll get my channel taken down. So I've just left it unmonetized. You know? But YouTube sent me the thing to do it. I can do it today. I could do it right now if I wanted to. I just have to upload my tax information. So that's why I tell you guys, support me on Patreon. You know, if you want to support me because I'm not getting paid to do this, follow me on Patreon. I haven't posted there in a little bit, but I post there quite a bit. So I'll be back on that in a minute. I just got to get some content that I want to put on. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all the interviews there first. I'm going to put all the interviews that y'all haven't seen because they were on my old channel. I am going to put them on my Patreon. Boom. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. What a great idea. No. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. How does it look, you guys? With the see what I'm saying? How it looks better with the curl. Good energy. Okay. Where's my damn mascara at? Where's my mascara? Do y'all want? Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at my hair. Oh, it looks pretty. I like it. Thank you. Dale likes it. No, they're just they go to like a little bit right there. That is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab all these old interviews and throw them up on my Patreon. Boom, chaka laka laka laka. Boom, boom. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today and doing makeup with me. I had a good time with y'all. And I'm so glad that Nathan came up and shared his eating disorder journey. Like, that means so much to me because I know how scary it is to go to treatment, but I'm so proud of him. And if any of you guys are struggling with eating disorders or addiction, just know that you're not alone. Okay? You're not alone. And it's going to be okay. You can overcome anything. You're so powerful and you just don't give yourself enough credit. Okay? You just don't do it. You are a powerful human being and you can overcome any obstacle that life throws at you. Remember that. Okay? Okay. I love you guys. I'm going to get off here. This is our finished look. I hope you enjoyed doing makeup with me. Don't forget to check out my Etsy store. It's all linked in the pinned comment, and get yourself a recovery necklace. Don't forget to follow me on Patreon because I will be uploading all those interviews over there. And I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? All right. Love y'all.